Hello once again, hey everybody out there. Andechs, I don't know how to say it, cluster, which I think means monastery, Vollbier Hell. Translation, Vol, full, beer, hell, hell is lager. Here's the label. Kind of nice, it's I don't know, something on rolling hills out there. Often the bottles will say hell on them. They don't usually say Helles, H-E-L-L-E-S. For some reason they just put hell on there. It's Helles, and that means bright, clear. They've been around, as the label says, since 1455, so a few days at least. This brewery is located in Andechs, Germany. This bottle cost me $4. Beer is available all year round. According to the label, it's 4.8% alcohol. I don't know the IBU. There is no detail on the website at all. I couldn't even find it on their website. My educated guess is Pilsner-based malt, which provides fermentable sugars, maybe a little bread flavor, a little dough, cracker, probably some other malts in there as well, maybe one or two others, and then likely German noble hops. And which ones they use could be a little fruity, a little spicy, earthy, herbal, lager yeast, and they're most commonly crisp and clean and bright on the palate. Should either be light or medium body. The color for these is always bright yellow, almost always transparent. Flavors, as I mentioned, they're usually pretty light. They're bread, cracker, perhaps, dough, some grain, a little bit of malt. Depending on the hops, those could be the fruity flavors, herbal, citrus. Very light color, it's straw pale, very bright, absolutely transparent. There's a little bit of foam, it's dying down. It was about 1/4 inch and now it's a little over 1/8 of an inch. Very effervescent, well carbonated, nothing floating in it. Just a nice clean appearance. There's a little tiny fruit, but boy, it is incredibly subtle. In fact, it's almost not even noticeable. Maybe a tickling of sweetness in there. 70–80% of it is on my tongue, a little bit to the roof of my mouth, spicy. Maybe from the hops. That'd be the only place the spices would come from. It's not hoppy beer per se, but the hops are obvious and spicy. This is light body. That spices died down just a hair. Light color fruit, but it's such a tease and so light I couldn't even tell you what it is. It's like all that spiciness from the hops just kind of curls around my tongue and just envelopes it and sticks there a little bit and then starts fading away. It's not a hoppy beer, but I can detect that hoppy spiciness as I mentioned. This is not sweet. I don't get any maltiness out of it. There may be a touch of dough or bread in there. I'm not getting a floral. Spicy peppery from the hops and the yeast are the most pronounced in this. No candy, no caramel, no toffee, not really getting citrus, no earthy, no herbal. I was expecting a little bit of that. They're showcasing hops with this beer. It's a little thin, but not too watery. I think this is a fairly simple recipe because I think they just wanted to show you, here's what these hops are like. I was expecting this to be bright on my palate, a very clean flavor. I want the malts to shine through a little bit more and those fruity floral aromas and flavors, and I don't get any of that. Peppery, spicy. It tastes like I'm almost eating a peppery dish, some kind of food. It still tastes light body, still showcasing the hops. It still tastes light body, thin, not watery, and like I said, it's not complex. They're showcasing the hops here, and this beer is about the hop aromas, the flavors, and also about the yeast. It's not about malt here. This tastes the same as it does out of the glass. I'm not tasting anything off. It doesn't contain anything sharp, nasty, foul, chemical flavors, diacetyl, fused alcohols, astringency, the cleanliness, fermentation, handling of the beer during the entire brewing process was done well. There's no problem there. So would I buy it again? No, I would not. Would I recommend it? I would if you don't mind a Helles lager that's not traditional. It's not bright, clean, and crisp on the palate at all. Nothing like I would expect from a Helles lager in any way. I don't think it's a good representation of the style. There's just too much spiciness in this. I think it's below average. It's not a bad beer, but it's not what I was expecting, and I'm not impressed with it. Andechs, I guess. Vollbier, Helles lager. If anybody has any comments about this, they've done their own, they've tried it, would like to add some feedback. What do you think about it? Like to hear it. That's all for this review. Cheers.